Tell us a little bit about the evolution of the Chief Security Officer over the years.
Doing this now for 25 years, and after I left government in getting into this, I can tell you that it's gone from a very technical organization to a very business-centric organization. Matter of fact, we use a terminology called business operations protection. Because if you're going to protect a business, you really have to understand how it operates. And if you're going to be the executive responsible for that, you better understand business. Because the decisions that have to be made are far more impactful than just what type of firewall do I use, or how do I go after a bad guy. It's about how's that going to affect the P&L? What is the consideration to the shareholders? What is the board concerned about? So the discussion from public company leadership and management all the way down to cost implications on revenue has to be part of your operation, your decision process, your risk management strategy. And so CISOs and CSOs today have to be educated into that, and they have to be part of that discussion. So we've gone from a ticket taker, thou shalt go defend, put on your body armor and go to work, to an involved entity within the business. As a matter of fact, for better or for worse, there are days where I spend more time on business functions than I do on security functions. And that's fine, because if we're really going to protect a business, and if you think about an end-to-end business process, I only have very small operational responsibilities in that from a technology perspective. It's the business that owns the technology, the applications, the business processes, the client relationships, and everything in between that we have to secure. So the more I can educate them, the more that I can spend time with them evaluating how they're doing business, refining their business processes, and the more time that they're actually going to create a more secure product, if you will, that they're taking to market. So you really, by the CISOs and the CSOs becoming more and more part of the business executive environment, you're actually changing the DNA of the company to think as security as just a component of the quality of what they're taking to market.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that's become part of the culture at ADP now, is to think about security?
Certainly at ADP. I mean, it's part and parcel with our go-to-market. If you think about steady, strategic, foundational businesses that put in, cross-sustainable programs to ensure the protection of the clients they serve. I mean, I think one of the reasons I went to ADP was, their level of ethical standards and focus on clients. And so this is just a part of the DNA of the company. There's been a profound change over the last several years as we've introduced centralized security services and 5 critical incident centers around the globe. I mean, if you would have talked to me 10 years ago and asked if any companies other than IBM or a couple of the other major multinationals would even have such a center, I would have said, no way. Yet, 5 years after being at ADP, we literally have 5 centers set up in Europe, in Southwest Asia. We have one in the Philippines. We have 2 in the United States. It's just amazing the platforms that businesses that are serious about this implement to defend their companies.